Okay guys, so today is obviously a little different. This is the channel's first in-person case study. We have my boy Ricky here who joined the program a few months ago, and he just got off of, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 100K week.
What I saw everybody else doing, 10K days, 100K months, everybody else is doing it. And so I was like, dude, I need to go ahead and pull the trigger, bro. I was like, come on, bro, please let me come down to the warehouse and hang out. And then, yeah, you were like, yeah, bro, if you can make like 10K.
It's a very small percentage of people within the organic space that end up hitting 100K weeks.
I feel like that was the biggest help, was going over product selection, overall product research. Like that was my biggest fault for sure.
So from there, literally the first green Ricky got from us that we actually approved from him is the product that he went and did this 100K week with. Literally the decisions we gave Ricky were the difference between him making $0 and 100,000 in a week.
And honestly, I wasn't even gonna run that product that you told me about because I was like, no, there's no way somebody's gonna buy that. Dude, I literally put the website link inside the bio. As soon as I was typing that out, ding, 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 cha-chings all day, bro.
Okay guys, so today is obviously a little different. This is the channel's first in-person case study. We have my boy Ricky here who joined the program a few months ago, and he just got off of, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 100K week, maybe a week or two ago. And he came down to where I live. We've kind of spent the day together. We went and played some pickleball. We had a drink. We hit some B-dubs, and now we're here at the warehouse, and we're basically just going to kind of sit down and go over, his 100K week. Pretty sure he's already up, I think, 18K for this month already. We're going to show you the numbers, all that fun stuff, and then talk a little bit about what we did to get him there. So Ricky, if you want to just go ahead and introduce yourself, kind of your age, how long you've been doing organic, and your lifetime rev.
Gotcha. So I'm Ricky. I've been basically doing organic dropshipping since like 2021. Realistically, I started dropshipping back in like 2019, early 2020, doing ads. Then I flipped the script, when I found out about this business model specifically, because it was just such an awesome idea. I would say that my lifetime revenue is probably about almost 160K in total. Obviously, being well over 50% profit. 27. I guess I'm on a little bit of the older side, like my boy, you know what I mean?
Beautiful, Ricky. Okay, guys, we messed up the video, but now we're back. Okay, it's our first in-person case study. Cut us some slack here. So now, just to kind of, put the video on a different vibe off rip, Ricky, if you want to go ahead and pull out your phone, let's go ahead and show everybody the rev, that 100K week, what we're at for this month, all that fun stuff, so they can look through the lens of knowing that it's true. You could even honestly, bro, like walk up to it, update it with your finger so they know it's real.
Yep.
Bang. And now, what are we at for the month to date?
Month to date. Up 20K.
Bang. Fire. Beautiful. So if you guys didn't know, if you're new to the channel, first time seeing a case study, etc., the program Ricky's from is my advanced organic dropshipping program. We're the only program that exists in the space that only works with 4, 5, and 6-figure organic dropshippers and helps them scale. This is where you come if you want to make big boy bucks with organic. If you look at, even just literally one of my most recent case studies was another like 96K week. On average, we have guys doing 10K days, 20K days, 30K days, 100K weeks. So just so you can kind of understand the video you're watching, this is not one of those other programs that you're seeing out here where they're, like, oh, teach you how to make money online or let's help beginners. This is where, you come to if you're a 4, 5, or 6-figure organic dropshipper and you want to actually start making consistent big boy money with organic. Now, with that being said, and now that all that fun stuff is out of the way, Ricky, I want to kind of just touch base with you, and I want everybody to kind of get a feeling for your past with organic, because you're kind of an OG like me. We almost even started around the same time, or I know obviously you kind of got out of it and then got back into it, but you were around, in the 2022 or 2023 sort of time frame. So could you just kind of give us a look in your past in terms of like what your lifetime rev was? And like, I know you ran up the BMO case with your first product, et cetera, and just give us just kind of what you were doing with your first little bit of success before it all kind of fell off again.
So originally I started this, like 2022, 2023, we're in that same Discord. I definitely saw you in the results channel in there, and I was like, dang, this dude's popping off. I was like, why not me? Literally, I think we started products at the exact same time. Like, I think yours was like a month after. But that product was the BMO case. So if you don't know, BMO is just a little character from Adventure Time. And it's just this little 3D printed thing that you put your Nintendo Switch in there, and you would just make it look like BMO, and then you would find a little YouTube video of his face, and you put it on the Switch. And it was just such a cool idea, and everybody wanted it. And with that, I did like a 10K month. In total, I think I did like 30K revenue with that. So that was probably like $18,000 profit with what I was charging. During that time though, that was like my first massive success. And I don't know, man, I dropped the ball because I was like, oh shit, I just made like, a 10K month. The money was rolling in. I was vibing. I was chilling. I let all of that mess get to my head. And I think I posted like maybe once or twice a day. And I didn't even make no videos. I just started reposting and reposting. And I just slowly, I started chilling out. I started just playing a lot more video games, this and that. Stopped doing product research. I stopped doing everything. Everything that would make me the money, that made me that money, I stopped doing it for some reason. I just let it all get to my head. Then right after that, I kept trying to do new stuff. And I just got so married to that idea of the product. I was like, come on, man, I need to find a new product, that's similar to this. And just since then, from 2023 is when I ran that product, all the way from April until like September of that year, I ran that product. And then after that, from that 2023 to right now, like I started the program October, November 2025. From then, bro, could not get another product to go viral.
So what was that, like almost 2 years?
Yeah, bro, it was almost 2 years. And then luckily, I mean, I had already kind of talked to you, when we were in the other Discord or whatever. I mean, because I had already vetted you, I already knew you. We already talked before. And then I finally decided, pull the trigger because I saw you. Everybody else, I can't remember who exactly I saw, but I saw everybody else doing, 10K days, 100K months. Everybody else was doing it. And I was like, I already talked to you. And so I was like, dude, I need to go ahead and pull the trigger, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of working, my job and everything. And so I finally did it. And literally within 3 months, bro, 10x, which is insane. So,
I'm still super grateful that I was able to help you so much, bro. Like a lot of you kind of watching at home, you probably don't understand this or the sentimental value of it, but Ricky's similar to me, kind of a younger guy. He has kids, he has his own daughter, a 7-year-old boy, so it was really, I felt it kind of deep within myself. I really wanted to help Ricky. So then especially with him, it was like 3 months into the program that we actually technically started cooking.
Yeah.
3 months into the program, a few calls deep into, what he was struggling with. And like we even had a mindset call, putting down some vices and kind of like, we just really hashed out like what was going to be necessary for him to get to these numbers. And just knowing how much I related to Ricky, and he actually has a family, right? He's not like one of these other like 16-year-old guys out here where it doesn't even really matter and they could care less. Like he had something he really had to commit to. So like it was really something I was putting kind of a lot of value on, helping Ricky in this position. So now that he's been able to do this, that's half the reason I even, we were talking about before that happened, him coming down to the warehouse. Didn't I tell you something like you had to make a certain amount of money or something like that?
So I was like, come on, bro, please let me come down to the warehouse and hang out. And then, you were like, yeah, bro, if you can make like 10K and like do another 10K, which I've already done before. So I was just like, fuck it, whatever. So I needed to go ahead, I locked back in. And in my mind, I was like, let me get that 10K. Let me get that 10K. Let me get that 10K. And then, that's what I was just so focused on. And God, just bestowed upon me, and blessed me.
He always provides.
Yeah, he does.
He always provides. So that's just really, one of the many reasons that Ricky is now our first in-person case study. And man, it feels great to have him here. It feels great for the numbers you've done. I mean, dude, 100K in a week. There's been a few other guys in the program, but, still, even then, it's a very small percentage of people within the organic space that end up hitting 100K weeks. So, I mean, we did something right apparently.
Yeah, we did, bro.
So, with that being said, we obviously already got kind of the background of, where you were at with organic and all these things. But I do want to ask, like, in the meantime of kind of when you decided to get back into organic and then you reached back out to me and you were like, okay, I'm going to get in the program. Was there anything you were doing in that sort of time frame that you were trying to do to start making money with organic again that wasn't working?
I would have to say, like, I basically know all the basics of organic. The main thing that I always struggled with was my product selection. Like, I knew how to, warm up the accounts. I already had my own aged accounts with, tens of thousands, 20s of thousands of followers. I had all that experience under my belt. I would see products on my burner, bro, and I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work. And I just wouldn't even give it a try, knowing dang well next week I see some 15-year-old kid, I just made 200K, and I'm like, dang, that could have been me. So when I finally got, inside the mentorship, I feel like that was the biggest help, was going over product selection, overall product research. Like, that was my biggest fault for sure.
And wasn't it, didn't you tell me earlier today it was the first green on your sheet?
Yes, bro. It was the first green on my sheet. Every other product was either it wasn't even worth mentioning, or it was just complete yellow. And then the one green product I had, I was like, let me go ahead and do it. It's my first green one. Literally, I got the product in not even 2 weeks later, bro. Finally, 2 weeks later, and then it started printing 2 weeks after that.
Yeah.
So,
and just to help this make more sense for everybody watching at home, the sheet he's referring to is our kind of sort of PerMill's patented PR sheet. So if you didn't know, we are the only program in the space that can even offer guaranteed winning products, meaning whatever we tell you, hey, this is a winner, we're going to tell you what it converts at, per mil 9 times out of 10, and you can know for a fact the product you're running is going to convert. This isn't like these other guys where they're like, oh, let's test this, let's try this out. We have so much sort of information on the space, and not only that, but my own product knowledge to guarantee you only run winning products. So how we do that is you get this sheet once you join the program, and basically it's all color coordinated, and we leave notes beside a lot of it, but it's sort of mapped out to where if we leave it white, bad product, you can know it's not even worth us really talking about. It'd just be too time consuming to even talk about because it doesn't convert. Yellow is normally like a mid product. It can mean, anywhere from like 400 to 900 per mil, or it can even mean, hey, this product converts, but maybe it's too saturated. It's going to be too hard for us to go viral with. It's going to take too much time. Maybe we know it has back-end issues where you're going to run into a bunch of refunds and chargebacks, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, hey, it converts. This is education for you, but we're not going to run it because we know that's not what's best for you. And then you have greens, which is, hey, this is good enough for us to run. It doesn't fit the criteria of a yellow, and it converts 1K per mil or more. Let's go run it. And then, of course, we include the conversions per mil beside most of those. So from there, literally the first green Ricky got from us that we actually approved from him is the product that he went and did this 100K week with. And that's really like, that's a lot of the position. Like that's half the reason I even made the program the way it is now, where it's like we only work with 4, 5, and 6 figure organic dropshippers, because being as advanced as I was, being a 7-figure organic dropshipper myself, I realized there's nothing like that out there for you guys, especially probably a lot of you guys watching this video right now. You don't have education where it's specifically catered to you, and you already being an established organic dropshipper, already have, 4 figures in lifetime rev, 5 figures in lifetime rev, maybe even made multi 6 figures, and you don't have any outlet to where you can go invest in coaching and you actually get help that actually goes and makes you more money. The only thing you could even invest in, or before this program was made, are these other random mentorships that, give you the same advice that they're giving to beginners. It just doesn't make sense. And that's why kind of a lot of you more advanced guys get burned. And that's, a big reason that this program was even created, because guys like Ricky, as you could already hear, like he already knows the basics. We don't have to go over, priming an account, warming up an account. We don't have to go over all these little things. It turns into you just getting super informed decisions, the right decisions all the time, things like, winning products being picked for you, and the right type of content working for that product at the moment. And then you go off and do that. And you kind of use us as your huge decision maker, which, these sort of lower level entrepreneurs, or I guess more beginners just getting into business, they don't understand the level or the value decision making has on your business. Like literally the decisions we gave Ricky were the difference between him making $0 and 100,000 in a week. With that being said, now we already have kind of went over where you started, the things you were doing to try and improve, why you joined the program, all that fun stuff. So if you could just kind of give us a little walkthrough of what it was like for you when we did get that product to pop off, in terms of like not only what you were doing, what the coaches were doing, what helped you with the program while it was popping off, all of that fun stuff, kind of from the beginning of it getting greenlit.
So where do we start? First, I would say like within like a week and a half, I was posting, 2 to 3 videos a day. And then at first, like the videos were getting like 10 to 20K views, maybe 50K views. I started getting a couple outliers here and there. And then one video kind of popped off. It got like 100K views within like 2 days. And then I went to work one night. I went into work, and then I came out of work, and the video was still at 100K views. And then I went to bed, bro. And then out of nowhere, I woke up the next morning. And y'all know this, I have the proof inside the group chat, bro.
Dude, this guy missed out on like 20K, bro, because you went to sleep, and the video ended up popping off, and then it was still like hours into the morning before you could even get the site up.
Yes, bro. Because I mean, like you said, like my first time back in the game in like 2 years. Like I already knew how to do all the back end stuff, but I mean, I haven't made a Shopify store in like almost 2 years. And so, they changed up a little bit of the back end and how you do this and how you do that. But I still, knew all the basics. So I threw it up as fast as I could. I mean, dude, back in my prime, I could probably throw up a website like hour and a half, 2 hours tops max. But yeah, I woke up, that video hit like almost 12 million views. So I definitely missed out on like 10, 15K on that. And then popped out that store around like 4:30. Dude, I literally put the website link inside the bio. And then, I went to the actual bio and I was typing, get it here, worldwide shipping. As soon as I was typing that out, ding, 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 cha-chings all day, bro. That day, and it only ended up being a half of the day. So basically from 5 o'clock all the way to midnight, bro, that was a 20K day.
20K, and what is that, like 7 hours?
Yes, bro. And that definitely could have for sure been like, honestly, a 50K day.
Yeah.
Insane.
I agree.
And then the next day was also crazy. Another 30K day, back to back to back, and another 10K day, and then another 15K day. So it was going crazy. And so when all that was happening, I was getting all these sales coming in. I was getting all these emails. And so, I hurry up. I was talking to you. I was talking to Samuel. Y'all were helping me out. And they were like, all right, Ricky, we need to hurry up and do this. Hurry up and got on a call with Samuel. We fix my website up just a little bit, you know, optimize it a little bit more for some conversion rate, of course. We got customer support set up. We did all the covered all our bases, crossed our T's, dotted our I's.
All those systems in place that actually took the headache off of you.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. And then honestly, we've been printing from there. Been pretty chill. So
And see, like this, guys, this is why I'm such a big advocate for a website dev. Of course, everybody should know how to make a website. If you have 4, 5, or 6 figures in lifetime rev with organic, you should know how to make a website. But it's all about really leverage and opportunity costs, and all the way down to the decision making. Like, think of Ricky, if he were to implement a website dev at that moment, instead of trying to build his own website, it'd have been 2 hours. And sure, the website, even if it's not to your liking or you could have made it better, that can happen afterwards. But it's why would you decide to? And of course, this isn't at a fault of Ricky, but this is just more of kind of where it gets into how we operate and how we systemize organic when it comes to teams and systems. Is that, for instance, like, imagine if Ricky used a website dev, which he should have, but it all happened really fast. It is what it is. It could have been banged out in an hour, at least a rough enough template to where he's converting already, and then we dial everything in like we did. But Ricky, what you got dialed in with customer support like the first day?
First day, bro.
And now that's not just customer support. Ricky knows what it is now. I love it every time I get to introduce like the customer support team on steroids to people. Like, everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, because they do so much more than just your emails. Like, they dial in literally everything. Have you had any stories of them cussing out your supplier yet?
No.
They do that, bro. They're top G's. Yes, bro. Like, they automate like virtually half of your business. So they're dealing with your chargebacks, the emails, the actual conversation with your supplier that you have to have every day. That's out the window. Literally all you do after you implement what we implemented for Ricky is just find winning products and film. That's literally basically all you do now, right?
Yeah, basically.
So beautiful. Awesome. So with that being said, do you feel like, and I want to know your honest opinion, you can answer this as truthfully as you want. Do you feel like you could have got to these results without joining the program?
No, sir. I already told you. I could not do it, bro. Like, I don't know why. I see products all the time on my For You page that you have said are winners, for past people, for people that were already inside the group. And then I would just pass them by. I'm like, no, there's no way somebody would buy that. And for some reason, I would always pass up on those.
Yeah.
And so finally, I just basically did what he said inside the program. He's like, yeah, run that product. Because at first, when I was first doing the product research sheet, like, I would only do products that I would think was good. You're like, bro, why are you sending me like 5 products?
Yeah.
And so you're like, no, every single product you see that you get that slight thing, send it in there so we can always look at it. And so I started doing that. And honestly, I wasn't even going to run that product that you told me about, because I was like, no, there's no way somebody's going to buy that. And look where we're at now. So
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm having that paradoxical shit.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. So, I think we already prefaced this, but I kind of forgot to go over those details. What platforms are you hitting on, or platform? Just IG?
Straight IG. I was trying to do Facebook Reels. Like, I did have a Prime Facebook, but Facebook keeps banning my account. I already tried 2 different accounts. I tried to do TikTok as well, just for old time's sake.
Yeah.
TikTok's not doing anything. I did kind of try YouTube Shorts as well. First couple of videos got 1,000 views, but right after that, the next couple of videos, just 15 views. So it's like, whatever. Instagram's printing for me. That's really all you need anyways.
Yeah, it always is IG. And, that's how we really get the best results that this space even sees in terms of numbers and revenue for students, is because, bro, we've been the guys that have cracked IG longer than anybody else. Like, we've known since the beginning when everybody was still trying TikTok and like, oh, YouTube Shorts can become a thing, yada, yada, yada. We've been dialing in IG and, of course, now Facebook, since the beginning. Like, I'm sure that's what helped you pop off a lot, was a bunch of the IG strat stuff that we kind of all go over. We go over in coaches calls. There's all kinds of actual course material in the program. And that's like, one of the biggest things that everybody says the moment they join is it's just IG. And there is not a lot, like, the best way to explain this is, sure, you can have products that may hit on TikTok. You can have products that may hit on YouTube, but almost any and all products, if they do hit, they hit on IG. And IG is the biggest view printer that exists. And there's still guys out there somehow that, they may get even views on IG, but they still don't understand IG. And I feel like we truly are like some of the only people that have really systemized and understand IG to the level we do to get as much views and as consistent views on these IG accounts. So, with that being said, I think that's everything I have for y'all. In this off, like I do every other case study that I've ever recorded. And I want to ask you, Ricky, what you would say to somebody watching at home that maybe has seen my videos, not seen my videos, but they're watching this video and they're on the fence about joining the program, but aren't quite ready to pull the trigger. What would you say to that person?
What I say? There's a lot of things I would say, honestly. I mean, why are you even still on the fence about it? I mean, look at me. Don't even just look at me, but look at everybody else that Ethan has helped. Like, he has a proven track record of multiple people hitting 6 figures in a month. and multiple people either hitting 6 figures in a week. And that's just only, you know, a small percentage still.
That's literally been within the last like 60 days. We
Yes,
had like
bro.
5 different guys hit like 100K weeks. Yeah.
Yes, bro. And so, I mean, if you're out there struggling like I was, like, bro, yes, I did kind of know organic a little bit, but that was like 2 years ago. And then I finally joined the mentorship. I got back through the course really quick. I had a couple calls with these guys, and I was like that, bro. And I instantly 10x my lifetime revenue in the span of a week. And now I'm chilling here with Ethan inside the warehouse. So we're out here living life.
Yeah. And then, what are your thoughts on the warehouse now that you've seen?
Oh, dude, the warehouse is so dope. It's such a vibe, honestly, bro. I can't wait to get my own. I mean, another couple more months, low key by summer, you know, I might get my own. So we'll see.
Easy, bro. Easy. So, guys, if you're at home watching this and you're a 4, 5, or 6-figure organic drop shipper, and you want coach and you want help to scale to your first 6 figures, your next 6 figures, multi 6 figures, and get results like you see with Ricky here and all these other guys that I'm posting on the channel and all over my IG, I'm going to leave a link down below in this video where you can book a call with me personally to see if I may be able to help you. Once you click that link, there'll be a little application where you fill out a few questions just to see if you even qualify for the program, because like I said, you have to have made at least a minimum of 4 figures with organic for you to even be permitted into the program. Once you fill that out, you'll be prompted to either book a call with me personally, not some random sales guy. You'll talk with only me personally, or you can even send me a message to my personal phone number where we'll see a little bit about your business, how I may be able to help, and hopefully getting you inside the program. With that being said, that's a wrap on our first in-person case study for Per Mill's advanced program. Ricky, thanks for joining me, brother. Anything else you want to say?
If I can leave a little bit of advice, I would always say, honestly, bro, like I've been trying at this for a very long time, like almost a decade, bro. So it's been about 7 years. And some advice I've always heard in the past, it's like so cliche, but it is so true. It's just honestly, bro, to never give up. And, you just got to keep on pushing with it. And it's not a matter if it will happen, it's a matter of when. Because it will happen. You just got to be, you got to show up every day and you just got to keep on doing it. So
Beautiful, bro. Thanks for that. I actually felt that. Like, y'all ain't in the room. I felt that. That was good, bro.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming to give this one a watch, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.